Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is blessed. With that said, I want to talk about something very important. It's actually a video request. It's regarding how a narcissist breaks your things, takes your things, uses or misuses your things. And I want to take this topic a step further. Look a bit deeper behind the curtain, so to speak. Peel the layers of the onions back, and see how things play out in our society at large. You see, in the last video, we talked about how the narcissist likes to isolate you. Not only the narcissist in your home, that might try to get you to move across town or to another state or country with them, and get joint bank accounts, and all of the things narcissists love to do to control their targets. But we also talked about what happens if a narcissist or narcissists get into a position of societal influencer, or those that hire societal influencers, which is a real concern, because narcissists pop up in nearly every area of life, from a plumber, to some making French fries at a fast food place, to a manager at your office job, to the top of the food chain CEO of a big company, to those that might write movie scripts and television shows. And yes, there are people that aren't narcissists in those positions, I suppose. But I also suppose there are narcissists that are in such positions. And what happens when they are? Well, as we talked about before, I'm pretty sure they do what they always do. Covertly ruin people's lives. And they work hard to influence others to become just like they are. A narcissist that feeds on the misery and pain of others. And just like narcissists in your home will try to isolate you, the narcissist that has societal influence will do the same. And it's important you understand this bigger picture. Because not understanding this bigger picture, I think, is one of the big reasons why narcissism keeps going and going. And spreading and spreading. Don't just look at the narcissist in your general area. Look beyond and see what you might see. Well, in this instance of things, in particular your things, the narcissist in your circle will use your things as a way of testing or a way disrespecting you and seeing what you will take. And if you will be good narcissistic supply or not. And once they have you locked in by isolating you and binding you to them in some way or another, they will ramp up their misuse of their disrespect for you and your things. Here's an example from myself and my situation with my ex Susie. Susie did a great job at isolating me and getting me in her spider's web, so to speak. It was kind of weird though. Part of it was she seemed to be laid back when it came to her things, and very neutral and somewhat okay when it came to my things. However, the more I got into her web, she would start to become a bit more particular of little things. If she noticed a piece of dust on an item of hers, she would get somewhat upset and accuse me of doing something to her item. She might question me. Did you do something with my? Fill in the blank of the item name. Then when we would go back and forth for a couple of minutes, she would drop the issue. Then she started to have accidents with my items and brush it off as no big deal. And I would brush it off as no big deal as well. And what this was doing was telling her that she could bring up things against me that weren't true. And I would take it? Yes. I stood up for myself. But the question one should ask oneself is, why get in deeper with someone that brings up nonsense against you? So what if it gets dropped later? It's a pattern. And it shouldn't be ignored. And positive action by myself should have taken place. Which was me leaving her right then. But I was blind and I just didn't see what was happening. which is something the narcissist is a master at. It's almost like they blow magic dust in your face. You just can't see how bad it is when you are in the middle of it. And that's why all of the content that's now out there is so important. Because the more you go over this material, the more you can see the patterns. And the more you can take positive action. Sooner rather than later. But back to the example. The deeper I got into things with Susie, and the more control she had over me and the more I was bound to her. And isolated. She would literally throw things around the house at 3 in the morning. Screaming to the top of her lungs. Swearing I did something wrong to her pair of sweatpants in the laundry. If I refused to do her laundry for fear of getting screamed at for doing it wrong. She would throw dirty laundry around the house and threaten to break my prized possessions. If I didn't do her laundry for her. I lived in fear and walked on eggshells. Worried she would see me standing too close to something she had bought. For fear I would get accused of causing a defect in that item. Because she would say, if it comes up broken, I know you did it. And I will just break something of yours when you're not home. This began to become a way of life and a daily routine. I literally became physically sick as a result. But what this is for a narcissist besides gaining narcissistic supply from your pain and misery? It's literally a breaking process. They want to break you down and strip you of your identity. And reprogram you with how they want you to think, feel and act. And I've come to realize. This is where you see someone that clearly was mistreated by a narcissist. Such as the golden child in a narcissistic family home. Even if the golden child gets the bad end of the stick at the end of it all. And they will have their terrible moments with the narcissist parent too. Especially when they get older. They still for the most part will praise this narcissist parent in public. It's the weirdest thing. They might trash the narcissist parent on one hand. But on the other hand they will praise them like they were a saint and the best parent on earth. Just to keep the lie going and going and going. Well, in society we see these things being played out all the time. And it affects how people think and react to certain things. An entire job industry can be taken away from a community, making it go into utter poverty. Yet, the people that are affected might stick up for those that took away their jobs. And this goes back to the question. What would happen if a narcissist or narcissists became societal influencers or those that hire them? They might take a great mass of people through the narcissistic breaking process, so no matter how badly they are treated in the future, no matter how upset they get by this treatment, they will never leave those that are mistreating them, and they will even at times praise those that are mistreating them. And with each inch or foot or mile of control they gain, these covert narcissists show less respect for the people they are targeting. And they impose more rules that make the people walk around like they are on eggshells. Meanwhile they and their things have little respect given to and priority. But those covert narcissists that impose these rules must be treated the best. One of those things is relationships and marriage. Again, I'm pretty sure there are people with a decent intent in those fields that are there just trying to do their jobs. But I'm pretty sure there are narcissists there that want to control and destroy your ability to have a healthy relationship, marriage or home life. And with each amount of control a narcissist in such a position gets, the more they want. And the more they make you walk on eggshells. Why do they have disrespect for you and your things? But you have to say please and thank you. Sounds kind of like living with a narcissist, doesn't it? This is so important. Because if you can walk away from the narcissist in your life because you see they are trying to isolate you and control you, and disrespect you and your things, it might be a good thing to at least take a look at other areas of life where the same things are happening on a bigger scale. And at least say, what's going on over here? And not let narcissists in that area of your life have more control and disrespect you and your things. With that said, the long and short of it is, if you see someone at first acting very understanding and nice about things, then switch to not being understanding. Get out of there, because you are probably dealing with a narcissist. And if you are with someone that flat out is breaking your stuff, but demanding you treat every single item of theirs like it's the Hope Diamond, get an escape plan quick. Because it's going to get worse. And these things usually don't end well. And these narcissists set up arguments hoping a neighbor calls the authority. Hoping that you will get arrested. Why? So they can have more control over your life. And so they can get another hit of narcissistic supply. Just like those in powerful position want another hit of narcissistic supply. It's all the same thing. Well, that's all I have for now. Thank you for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. And I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.